done more with my hair. Morning guys! I must say it's super weird talking to the camera right now without introducing a workout. If you're new around here, hello, my name's Chloe. I usually make home workouts on this channel for you to do in your living room with little to no equipment. However, on my Instagram the other day, I did show some interest in filming a different style of YouTube video, and I asked people what they would most like to see. And the most requested, of course, was a what I eat in a day. I personally love watching these types of videos because I get so many different ideas in the kitchen, different recipes, different ways to make things that I'm so used to making a certain way, and I just get excited about cooking, trying something different. So yeah, this is just a day in the life of what I eat on a regular day in level 3 lockdown, New Zealand. All right, let's get my tripod set up in my kitchen. Oh, I forgot. I should probably add a little disclaimer here, shouldn't I? Very new at this. Oh, just move this little light. It's very bright in my eyeballs, I must admit, but it does very much help. All right, pop that over there. I'm a bit blind now. So today is just a fun video, a little look into what I eat on a typical day. It is not by any means what you should or need to eat every day, just a bit of fun, just switching it up from my usual home workouts. I hope you enjoy. Now my tummy is really grumbling because this has taken me such a long time to film and set up the tripod. How do YouTubers do this? It's 8:30, it's about half an hour past when I'm normally having my breakfast and my tummy is absolutely grumbling. I don't know if you can hear it. It's decided to be quiet. But anyway, let's get to breakfast. Hello and welcome to my kitchen. For breakfast, I'm going to have Vogels. If you're not a Kiwi, I would say Vogels is the tastiest bread in the whole of New Zealand. It's a mixed grain or wholemeal bread and it's just so delicious. I haven't really come across any bread that tastes quite like it. It kind of has this like crusty, cakey kind of taste rather than a fluffy, soft bread. I really like this consistency. Some may not, but I'm gonna chuck this in the toaster for quite a while because they're frozen. I do like my toast quite burnt, so we'll see how they turn out. All right, these bad boys are looking pretty toasted. Ow! One of my go-to breakfasts is Vogel's toast with tons of peanut butter, topped with honey, a banana, and chia seeds. So that's what I'm gonna make today with my 4 kilo tub of peanut butter. This is from a brand called 40 Thieves. They have 2 kilos, 4 kilos, or a 10 kilo. I'm actually thinking I might get the 10 kilo next time, just to say that I've had the 10 kilo. Whoa. Oh, that is way too zoomed. Oh, even more zoomed. So there we have it. There is my breakfast. I know I only used half the banana because there wasn't enough topping space on my toast. So what I normally do is also eat that other half of the banana. The only problem with peanut butter is that it's not very sociable, is it? Because it takes a million years to chew. And when you do open your mouth, peanut butter is like stuck in between your teeth and your gums. So I'm gonna go and enjoy this breakfast and I'll see you after breakfast.
One day at a time. We got this. We really do.
So that breakfast was absolutely delightful, as expected. I was actually just looking through a few what I eat in a day examples on YouTube since this is my first one. I did notice a lot of the people do have a macro breakdown of each meal on the screen and at the end of the day. Although I don't usually track my food, I will do that for this video at the end of the day. I won't track before I'm eating, I'll just do it later on to see what I've eaten because I do normally intuitively eat and I eat what and whenever I like. However, I do go on MyFitnessPal and track my macros once a month maybe, just out of curiosity to see how how I'm going with hitting my protein. If I feel like I've been a bit slack for a couple of days, I find it very, very helpful to see, okay, I need to bump up my proteins, I need to decrease my saturated fats, I need to start eating a little bit more iron, I need to have a little bit more vitamin C. I think it's very interesting. I have a diploma in nutrition, so that kind of information for me is very fascinating, and I love learning about it, and I love using my body as a little bit of an experiment sometimes. So tracking for me is fun once in a while, but it's not something I rely on every single day, if that makes sense. So back to eating the rest of my banana. Now I'm really out of breath from saying all that, so gotta remember to breathe. Also, I have a smartwatch now. I'm super late to get on this bandwagon, but finally got myself a smartwatch for my birthday actually this year. And I love how every few hours it tells me to stop and breathe. And I take that opportunity. I press the start button and I sit there for 1 whole minute and go, and it's glorious. I really don't know if I would do that if I didn't have my watch to remind me. I forget to breathe sometimes. Do you? Let me know. After breakfast, I head back to my desk and do some more work, and I always take a glass of water to my desk with me, and as soon as it runs out, I fill it back up again. This just helps me to ensure that I stay hydrated. Okay, hey guys. It is approximately 1 hour and a half since I finished my peanut butter toast, and it is about time where I'm gonna start moving my body. I've already done a solid 3 to 4 hours of work this morning, sitting on my butt on my office chair, and around mid-morning is when I start to get a little bit restless and I know that I wanna go for a workout. I prefer to do it earlier in the day. It just makes me feel better mentally, I have more energy for it, and I just feel better overall working out in the first half of the day than leaving it to the afternoon. Although I eat mostly intuitively, I am still thinking about the nutrients I put into my body and how that's going to benefit my training later on that day. For example, this morning I had 2 pieces of whole grain toast with a large banana, 2 really awesome sources of carbohydrates, and not only that, they're slow digesting carbohydrates, which means they're going to sustain my energy through a longer period of time rather than something like a piece of white bread that is going to spike my blood sugar levels and then quickly dip afterwards, not sustaining my energy, probably leaving me quite hungry and fatigued very soon after. So after my delicious and wholesome breakfast, I have tons of energy now. I feel ready to train and I feel like I'm going to get an awesome workout on. Now, I don't normally have anything like a pre-workout before I train. However, sometimes if I'm feeling quite tired, I will have a coffee. I just like to keep it natural, and personally, I don't like the feeling that pre-workouts give me. I don't like that tingling sensation. And I already drink quite a fair bit of coffee, so I feel like that added caffeine is just unnecessary for myself. In an ideal world, I do like to wait at least 2 hours after eating a meal before training. I just find that my food has digested better, I feel less heavy, and I have more energy to put the most into my training. I know, however, that everyday lives don't always allow for this perfect pre-workout timing, so one of my things is that at least a minimum of an hour before eating and training. No less than that, otherwise I do find that my tummy gets quite uncomfortable and I probably won't get the best workout.
I'm a spin, I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark, you 7 days a week, I'll be up all night, day and night, day and night.
YouTube home workout officially done. Lunchtime was going all too well, guys. I got carried away with the knife and I cut my thumb. For the 10th time this month. My fiance Ludwig better not be listening or watching this video because he is gonna kill me. He gets so angry because I always cut my fingers or my thumbs in the kitchen, and he gets a nice slice of grated finger in his meals most evenings. Clearly, this is why I'm not the main cook. This is why I opt for convenience. Long story short, we didn't have any band-aids in the house. So for future reference, if any of you cut your finger in the kitchen and you don't have a band-aid on hand, do not fret. Grab some toilet paper, grab a hair tie, wrap that bad boy around. It's gonna look pretty cool, but this should do the trick for now. Oh, the only problem is it's just fairly difficult to get a grasp on things. Good afternoon. It is a few hours after lunch, and yes, I still have my handy band-aid on. Majority of today, I've been sitting on my butt doing work at my office chair without much movement at all. And on days like this, where I'm very sedentary, I notice that my sleep isn't so great at night. So it's very important to me to get a little bit of extra movement in the day. I don't worry about hitting steps and things like that, but I just make sure that I go out and do a half-hour light walk, half-hour bike ride, but in today's case, I'm gonna do half-hour of skipping. I really enjoy jump rope, and especially doing it outside in the sunshine when there is sun. I get my vitamin D as well for the day. If you're quite a sedentary person yourself and you find yourself hunched over a computer a lot of the day and you don't get enough movement in, you might find your sleep isn't so great. And by the time bedtime comes, you're sort of lying there waiting to fall asleep. You've got a million things running through your mind. I highly recommend just getting out for at least half an hour towards the end of the day, just burning off a little bit more energy. Nothing too strenuous, just going for a light walk, maybe listening to a podcast, jumping on your bike, walking the dog, even yoga. Something that is taking you away from some screens, you're focusing on just moving your body, and you're getting away from, you know, work and all of the distractions. See if that's helpful. You might already be doing this and reaping the benefits of this kind of thing, but if you're not, definitely give it a go and see if it helps. In saying that, I'm gonna go for a jump rope session in just over an hour, but I'm a little bit hungry, so I'm gonna make one of my favorite smoothies. Super duper 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 simple, but it tastes so good. I know this was like a really simple smoothie, but you just can't go wrong with a bunch of fruit, veg, and coconut water. It's just so tasty. The only thing I'd recommend is maybe a little bit of honey next time. Wow. Good timing! This is Ludwig. You'll already know this man if you did my 2-week quarantine hotel workout challenge. Does that give you nightmares?
Yes. It still does.
Have you got a plaster for my
What
phone?
happened there, huh?
Ludwig always comes to save the day.
It's like mums have to carry little snacks for their kids, I have to carry little plasters for Chloe.
How often does this happen?
I'd say once a week is an average.
It really does, doesn't it? Thank you.
There we go.
Always saves the day. Thanks, honey pea.
You're welcome.
Every day Ludwig gets home from work, and this is his process. I gotta get the microphone nice and close. Oh. Oh, that was such a big one. Nice. Alright, I'm really sweaty and I need to go and have a shower, but first I'm gonna prep our dinner so that it's ready and cooking, and then I'm gonna go and shower.
Nice.
Sounds good?
I'm hungry.
Tonight we're having my little, what would you call it? My signature lentil dish. So it's super duper 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 healthy, completely plant-based, high protein, low fat, and it's one of the only recipes that I really cook from scratch properly. Do you agree?
I'd say so, yeah.
And we both love it. So I'm gonna go to the cooking process. This is gonna be like a little cooking video. Here we go. So I start with chopping a bunch of potatoes. I just make as many as I feel like. I never measure these, and then I boil them until soft. While they're boiling, I'll chop up 2 shallots and then 2 cups of mushrooms, chop them up nice and fine. To a large pan, I'll just add a dash of olive oil. I'll fry the shallots for about 2 minutes, and then I'll add mushrooms and a little bit of soy sauce, usually about 2 tablespoons. However, I always wing these measurements. I'll saute this for about 5 minutes and then add a tiny bit of pepper and salt. Then into the mix I'll add the thyme, or thyme as I used to say, about 2 tablespoons of this. Then a cup of lentils goes in. I use some organic green lentils here, soaking them beforehand. I'll then add 2 cups of vegetable stock. I always try to pick the low sodium or reduced salt option. I'll put all this into the pan, give it a little whirl, and then let it simmer for 20 minutes. Right, so I've got that whole lentil concoction just simmering in the pan. I'll let that simmer for around 20 minutes and I'll keep an eye on it. If I notice it's getting a little bit dry, I'll add a little bit of veggie stock to it as it goes. It's all about how you want your consistency. Sometimes I make it more soupy, sometimes I make it more stewy, so we'll see how it turns out. So now I'm gonna get on to mashing these potatoes. I'll show you what I do to mash. Again, a very, very simple recipe. So you all saw how simple my mashed potato is, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that this consistency is pretty delicious. I never peel the potatoes. The potato skin has so many nutrients in there. Leave the potato skin on and it just makes it a little chunkier. It's looking pretty fluffy, and unfortunately we don't have a potato masher, so we have to use a fork. Do you wanna be the taste tester?
Yum!
I want some of this.
No.
No. After dinner, I always have to finish off with some kind of a snack, whether it be fruit, ice cream, cookies, pretzels, chips, you name it, I'll have it. But at the moment, I'm really loving these salted caramel plant-based snacks. Raw, plant-based, cane sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, salted caramel slice. All right, so that's what it looks like. It's basically like a big, cold, chocolate, caramel, and biscuity type of thing. So yummy. If you're in New Zealand, I get it from Pack and Save freezer section. And I think that's the end of my day of eating. Wouldn't you say?
Well, it depends on how many times a night you get up to have a snack.
This is my snack, Ludwig's snack.
I'm putting protein powder on there.
Cookies and cream ice cream with protein powder on top. Hello guys, it's the next day. I hope you enjoyed that. I just got too tired last night and I had to go to sleep and put the camera away, but I will place on the screen my total macros and calories for the day, so everything I ate. As you can see, my calories are at around 2,400, so this is fairly average for me. Sometimes it's a lot more, sometimes it's a lot less. I'm a very active person for my job and I work out a lot myself, so I need this kind of fuel to get the most out of my day and perform at my best. Everyone is super individual when it comes to eating and what makes you feel good. If you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. This camera is getting extremely heavy for my little hand. What was I saying? Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Please let me know if you did. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. I'd be so happy to make more of these. This was really, really fun to film, so let me know if you like it. Don't forget to hit that little subscribe just there in the corner, and I'll see you in the next video. It will probably be a workout with me. See ya!